Did you watch the Merseyside derby last night?
I watched bits of it.
Bits of it. Yeah. I watched it. I was interested in Wayney Rooney as well because Wayne was
fourth right, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did a good job alongside Kelly and the rest of them. And off the back of Van Dijk, this is Liverpool losing the Merseyside derby to Everton, and not many people other than Evertonians, diehards, saw that coming. And now, their title chance hangs by a thread, of course, as a result of that. Van Dijk was still saying, I'm not all that happy with that 12:30 kickoff time on Saturday. And Wayne jumped in it.
I think a worrying thing there is, and I think it's happened a lot throughout the season as well, is, as Daniel said, he's the captain. He's saying about Liverpool getting out 4, but again, we're hearing about 12:30 kickoffs after he's just lost a derby. When you lose a game, especially a derby game, you want the next game to come quick, and again, we've heard it so many times. Get on with it. That's part of your job. Get on with it, and you should be ready to play.
I was listening to that. I was on Sky Sports last night, of course. I heard that in the distance.
Yeah.
And when Wayne started, just hang on a second, I just want to say something here about what Van Dijk said about 12:30 kickoff time. I came back in the room and good on you.
Yeah. Good.
It's refreshing to hear someone like Rooney saying, who's been there, done it, wore the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Virgil, get on with it.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's easy to say in isolation. Wayne made a very valid point. I mean, I don't know whether Virgil van Dijk was going down the line of doing what has been done previously, which is stating that Liverpool constantly getting a 12:30 kickoff and it's unfair, or he was just stating a fact. And we've decided to superimpose that over an underlying narrative that Liverpool have done nothing but complain about these 12:30 kickoffs and making themselves part of a scenario where they're unfairly handled. I'm willing to wager you, if you wanted to trawl back through anybody, including Wayne, when he was a manager or a player, something might have come out of his mouth after a game that people could turn around and say, well, hang on a second, what are you saying? But I think he made a valid point. It had validity to his thinking. Hang on a second. The underlying point was, why are you talking about anything else other than we want to get back on the pitch and right that wrong? And that was his underlying message, wasn't it? And that's easy for him to say. And I'm conscious of people thinking that every time I speak about Wayney Rooney, I speak about him in terms that aren't the most praising. I think he was strong on television last night. I think he had a view and he voiced it. And I think he was articulate and he gave you some insight as to his thinking. And too many people in the media don't give you any insight. They just sit on the fence and prevaricate and play the politically correct card of what they shouldn't say or what they should say and avoiding anything that's vaguely contentious. Wayne went full in and said, no, this is nonsense. Yeah. This is not how it should be. And what you on about 12:30 kickoffs? So it made for an interesting discussion because Carragher wanted to push back on it, didn't he?
He did. He's an effective studio pundit, I think, Wayne.
Yeah, I think with all fairness to some of the observations I've made about him, I think he's far more articulate than I've given him credit for. Yeah. And I think he's growing into the fact he's a man now. He's not a footballer. He's now a man in the world. He's Wayney Rooney, not Wayney Rooney playing for Man United or DC United or Derby County. He's Wayney Rooney, an adult, trying to find his way in a professional world. So I think he's coming across more like that these days.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.